Hello and welcome to e-GMAT. We will solve question number 56 of OG Verbal 2nd edition by using e-GMAT 3-step process. In the first step, we will understand the meaning of the sentence. In the second, we will evaluate the errors in the sentence, and finally, we will review all the answer choices to get to the correct answer. So let's start. Archaeologists in Ireland believe that a recently discovered chalice, which dates from the 8th century, was probably buried to keep from being stolen by invaders. This sentence presents a few facts. It says that archaeologists in Ireland recently found a wine cup that dates from the 8th century. Archaeologists believe that this wine cup was buried so that invaders could not steal it. Now let us evaluate the errors by splitting this sentence into its clauses. So here comes the first clause. Archaeologists in Ireland believe. Here archaeologists in Ireland is the subject and believe is the verb. Now notice that Ireland cannot be the subject in this clause because it lies in the prepositional phrase that modifies archaeologists. Archaeologists being the head of this phrase will decide the number of the verb. Now since archaeologists is in plural, it takes plural verb believe here. Presence of that tells us we have another clause here that reads that a recently discovered chalice. Here chalice is the subject, presence of which brings us to another clause that reads which dates from the 8th century. Here which is the subject and dates is the verb. What follows next is the continuation of clause 2. In the second clause we just had the subject. Now in the remaining portion of this clause we have verb and the other portion of this clause, and it reads was probably buried to keep from being stolen by invaders. So here was buried is the verb. Now this sentence fails to establish clearly what was kept from being stolen. Well, this sentence suggests that someone buried the chalice, and what was the intention of burying it? The intention of burying was to keep something from being stolen. Now it's not clear what is this something. Per the context of this sentence, we know that chalice was buried to keep it from being stolen. So the correct choice should either repeat chalice after keep or use a pronoun it to refer to it. So here we have the meaning error in this sentence. Now let us run the POE to find out which answer choice corrects that error. Well, choice A does not, as we just discussed. Choice B is the correct answer because we have it after keep that clearly refers to chalice, and now this sentence communicates the intended meaning of the sentence. Well, we'll still review choices C, D and E. Choice C is wrong because this choice is ungrammatical. To avoid being stolen does not specify what might be stolen, so it kind of repeats the same error as in choice A. Choice D is also not correct because per this choice chalice was buried in order that chalice would avoid being stolen. Here it actually refers to chalice, and it repeats the error of choice A and also nonsensically states that chalice would avoid the theft. So that makes choice D incorrect. Well, choice E is also not correct because again it repeats the same error as in choice A. We do not have any pronoun to refer to chalice here. So as we found out earlier, choice B is the correct answer for this sentence. This brings us to the takeaway message of this sentence. We must use correct expression to convey the intended meaning of the sentence in the most effective manner. The concept tested in this sentence has been covered in e-GMAT concepts level 1 pronouns.